Hello there, folks. Welcome back to Ben and Daniel Reviews channel.
Hello.
I'm Sharita, and this is Ben.
Hello, and welcome back.
Yeah. Sorry it's been like 2 weeks since our last video, but you can't, like I said in many videos, you can't rush perfection. So, with further ado, Ben is going to go over our 30, going back to 21 of our top 50 board games of 2025.
Right.
Excuse me for that.
All right, and so am I first this time?
Drum roll,
Right.
number 30.
So my number 30 was my number 13 last year.
Wow.
Yeah, so it went down a little bit, but it's not because of lack of plays. It's just a lot of other games have been played this week, and this one's a little bit lighter game. And this is Santorini. Santorini is, you can play it 3 and 4 players, but you only want to play it really 2 players. And this is an abstract strategy game where you have workers that you're moving around the board, and you're moving them up and building up the buildings as if you're in the island city of Santorini, and you are just trying to get your workers to the 3rd level before your opponents do. And it's got these blue dome pieces, as in with the city of Santorini, that you can cap off to stop your opponents from getting to the 3rd level. It's a fun little abstract game. Theme for this game doesn't matter. There are some Greek gods that you can play as, which have alternate player powers and different things, and you can mix and match them for a more or less complex game, and add some variety to the game if you want that. But I'm okay with just the base game without the powers. But I have played a lot of the gods, and some of them are better than others, I think.
Oh, I didn't know that they had the god power. I guess you learn something new every day.
You haven't played that? The god powers?
No, because I've only played it with those 2 people that were like zonked out on Benadryl, and so I was playing with basically a corpse.
Santorini?
Yeah, that was the first time I played Santorini.
Okay.
Was with the corpse.
But we've played it since then.
I know, but I've never played the god, the special powers. But yeah, I the first when I played this game, I didn't like it because of who I was playing with. But since I was playing with Ben, I like it. It didn't make my top 50, but it's something I enjoy playing on BGA with Ben.
Awesome.
Okay, so my number 30 is Reef. So, how I came about this game was actually Ben was at work, and I was playing Reef at Level Up. I think, was it Jamie that brought it one day?
I think so, yeah.
And then Ben was so sweet and called over the phone and said, hi, I'd like to purchase Reef over the phone for Sharita, and so I got the game. And like I've always said in a lot of my videos, it's ocean themed. You've played it before, right?
Yeah.
Okay, can you explain it, and I'll just
So
tell
it's
you why I like
it's an ocean themed game where you have this grid. It's a 4x4 grid, and you have these different shaped and colored coral pieces, and you have objectives, and you want to rearrange your reef in a way that you are making these certain designs with these different shaped plastic pieces that are pretty thick and chunky, actually. These pieces. Yeah, it's a good game. There's a similar game that's out on Kickstarter right now that I think just wrapped up, called Coral Castle, that I'm actually looking forward to. But
I'm looking forward to it too. Didn't even know about it, but
yeah.
I really like Reef. Don't play it around small children, okay? It is a choke hazard.
They're like Duplo size pieces, but
keep it away from your dogs and your cats.
Yeah.
But no, I definitely like that game. I think it has potential to move up. I just haven't played it as frequently as some of the other games I've played.
Is this the first year it's on your list?
Yep.
Okay, so you must have gotten it after you did the list last year.
Yeah, it was like spring or summertime.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. So my number 29 this is the 4th year on the list. It's been as high as my number 10, so it's been in my top 10. But it was number 33 last year, and now it's gone up. It's New York Zoo.
Oh.
It's I think it's my highest rated Uwe game. So I
say that word again.
Uwe.
Uwe
Rosenberg.
What's the origin?
German.
Oh, that was French.
No, Uwe Rosenberg.
The Rosenberg prep. I thought Uwe was French.
No. And so, at New York Zoo is a game in which you have these different polyomino-shaped pieces, and you are trying to Tetris them on your board and be the first one to completely fill in your board with shaped pieces. And you have different animals that you're putting into these different tiles. And when you fill them up, you get to take them off, and you get different attractions like roller coasters and food carts to help you fill in your board in the little spots. And you're moving this elephant around this rondel, trying to draft animals and for your zoo, and draft different enclosure tiles to place inside your zoo. And your first person to fill in their zoo is the winner. It's one I've been enjoying a lot. I play it on BGA a little bit with Jamie every once in a while.
I'll play it with you.
Yeah, it's a fun one.
It's a fun game. When I first played it, I didn't like it, again, because I kind of have, like, player bias.
Yeah.
I didn't necessarily play with, like, the best group, and I think we played with, like, max players, so it was a little complicated and long. But when I played it again with Ben, the rating went from, like, a 3 to, like, an 8, right?
I think you have it at 5 right now on BGA.
No, it's an 8.
Okay. I think you have it at like a 5 or something.
It's moved up to an 8 since then, because we played it again, and I'm like, I actually really enjoy it. Like, like I'm totally into flamingos. Like, they're just my jam. So
there you go. Yeah. I was wondering why you had it rated so lowly.
Like I said, player bias.
Okay.
Which I need to work on.
All right.
Hey, at least I'm honest about it, right? Okay, so my number 29 was 13 last year. It's not Ben's favorite game, but it's, am I saying it right? Catan?
Yeah.
Or Catan?
Yeah.
I say Catan because I have a Canadian accent. So yeah, I really like Catan. The base game is alright, but the first time I ever played Catan was 3D, or 3D model, and it was with the Seafarers expansion and the Knights and Nobles expansion, and it was super fun. I loved it, and I became obsessed with the game. So Ben and we got the 3D version of just the base game, and we played it, and it's really fun. But I definitely would like to get the Seafarers 3D expansion, because I think that would enhance the game.
Okay. Yeah.
I really like it. Ben's like,
It's not one that I need to play. I think that the game gets a little samey once you're doing the same things over and over again, just rolling dice and collecting resources, and it's very random in that.
Yeah, but if you play like the Seafarers edition, like you get like special. Sorry, let me go back. I actually, a couple weeks ago, I played the Star Trek version of Catan, and I really, really liked it because you got to play as different characters, and different characters would give you special abilities, like whether to get resources.
Yeah.
And every time you use your special character, you can use it twice, and then you have to flip-flop it to find another character. So I thought that was really cool. It added complexity. It wasn't boring. I really enjoyed it, and I think if you were to play this version of Catan, I think you would really like it. I
don't know about that. But
no, I think you would maybe give it like a higher rating than the base game.
I would probably look at it and be like, we'll just look at the component quality versus the 3D edition, which I played, which even with the 3D edition, I'm not super big on it. So without that, I don't know if it's something that I would want to play.
Even with the Star Trek characters, that give you like...
I might play it once.
Okay.
But I don't know. But it depends on who is playing with.
Player bias.
Yeah. There's certain people I don't want to play games with. But I'll play it with you if you pick up a copy. But
yeah.
All right. Number 28. All right. My number 28 is a game that I actually picked it up for you because I thought that you would enjoy it. But
did I?
I think so.
All right.
I think it's Wonderland's War.
Yeah!
Yeah, Wonderland's War. So Wonderland's War is a Wonderlandian drafting and area control game. It's played in 3 rounds, and 2 phases for each round. You got the tea party phase where you are going to be drafting cards going around this tea party, and it's like a ratchet mechanism where you can go as far as you want, but you can't go backwards. And you're just drafting, and you're going to be adding chips to a bag. And then the second phase, you're going to be putting workers on the board and battling out for supremacy in each region. It's got a chip sort of combat system where you're pulling in chips from the bag and going to have different allies that are going to have certain strength to them that are going to increase your army. But there's push your luck aspects with the bag building.
I love that.
Yeah.
And it kind of reminds me of like Quacks of Quedlinburg on crack. No, not on crack, because that's a cheaper version of cocaine. On steroids. There we go. I'm on steroids.
Yeah. I have it higher rated than Quacks this year. And Quacks is usually in my top 50, but it did not make my top 50 this year.
Well, I'll tell you what. Wonderland's War is definitely higher than Quacks of Quedlinburg in my thing, too.
I thought it might make your list at somewhere, but I haven't seen it yet, so I'm not...
Gotta save the best for last, baby.
All right.
Alright, so my next one is, I kind of forgot what it was, but at number 28, it's new to my list. It's called Come Together. Was that the game where it had like a peace sign on the box?
Yeah, at the music festival?
Yeah, the music festival one, and where you had to build a band, right?
You were building a music festival.
Okay, what's the one where you're building a band? Did I talk about that
one? Yeah, that was Draft and Write Records.
Oh yeah, okay. Sometimes I get those confused, but Come Together, I thought it was a little complex at first, but I really enjoyed I don't know how to explain it. Like, I like musical themes and I like stuff that like challenges your brain. Yeah. And I'm not the best at explaining games, but thank God I have a board game savant here that can explain any game. He can just look at the cover and be like, oh, this game is played like that. And I'm like, have you even played this game? He's like, no. And I'm like, how do you know so much about it?
Yeah.
So I'm going to refer to him to...
Oh, yeah. So you got your workers, worker placement game. And with that one, certain actions require a certain number of workers to be placed on that. And you are managing your music festival. You're in charge of building the stage, hiring acts, a lineup of musical acts to play, different bands and solo artists. You are hiring new workers to help you, volunteers to help you run the event, and you are just making sure that you have enough of people going. You have enough tents for people to stay in at the music festival, and so you're managing the guests that you have coming into your festival. You're building up the stage, all that.
Thank you for that. Did that make your list at all?
It did not make my list. I do have a couple other games by that designer that are going to be higher up.
Would it make your top 800?
It would make my top 800. It's in my top 300.
Ooh.
I enjoy it. It was a Christmas gift from Ella one year, and I'm glad it's being enjoyed.
I actually would like to play it again.
Yeah. I'd have to relearn it.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you just explained everything.
I explained enough of it, but like I'll need to get the little eccentricities, whatever.
That's very rare for you.
Yeah.
He's a genius. All right, so what are we on now? We're on like
27. My number 27 is new to me this year, but it's not a new game. This game came out in, I believe it's 1999.
Can I guess what it is?
Sure.
Raw.
Yes.
Yay! I hope that made my list.
So Raw is a auction style, a sort of push your luck game in which you have these like sun chips that you're going to be bidding on different tiles, and you are just trying to score the most points by completing different objectives. You want to have different types of monuments. You want to have different sort of tiles, and it's got this big chunky Raw piece that you can invoke. I invoke Raw, and then you like slam it down on the table.
An auction style.
Yeah, and I think that the way they do auctions in this game is pretty cool, where it's only one pass around, and you're limited to the tiles that you have, and you're not spending anything, like you're not spending any money to get these tiles, but you're also but when you bid with them and you win with them, you won't be able to use those for the next auction. And I like being the last one left and pushing my luck, trying to get the most items I can before the round ends, and being the last one standing. Because once everyone else has used their bid chips, and there's only one person left, they can keep going until the round ends.
So that's... You just let me in on your little secret here.
It's not a secret. I've been doing that every time.
Yeah, but you haven't, like... Sometimes it's like... It might not be obvious until you, like, say it out loud.
Really?
Yeah, so now I know. Okay.
It's a strategy.
Thank you. You just gave me a one-up on that.
That's all right.
I love that game. You're going to see that in my top
something or other.
Top something. It won't be in this video, though.
All right, so it's way higher up for you.
Yes.
All
right.
I
wouldn't say way.
Yeah. And I think that this 25th Century edition, the current edition of this game, even the retail box, is the best version they've ever had.
You said the 25th?
25th
Century?
Games. Yeah, that's the company that makes it.
Oh, I was like, we're going to be beyond dead.
Yeah, well, hopefully. I think it's made so well that it'll survive that long.
Yeah, we won't, though, unfortunately. So my number 27 is new to this list, and I can't pronounce it. So, without further ado...
27. Tayamicha Damasco?
Whoa. Slower and louder, please.
Tayamicha
Slower.
Damasco.
Tayamicha
Damasco.
Tayamicha Damasco is number 27. It's new to my list.
Yeah.
I like this game a lot because it has to do with finding out who murdered who.
Yeah.
What weapons they did to murder. And don't you work kind of like as a team?
Yes.
And so like you advance in different stages. Like say you figured out, okay, one of the murder weapons was, let's say, a hatchet. If you get that right, then you get to move on to the next stage, which talks about like, well, what room?
Yeah.
And then like if you can guess, say it's the kitchen, then you move on to the next level, which would talk about like who do you think it was, right?
Yep.
And then if there's and then if there's an accomplice, you have to figure that out too. It's like
not that one.
That's not that one?
No.
That's
person, place, thing.
Okay. Yeah, person, place,
thing.
I thought it was thing first.
It's in this version, I think so, but in the American version, the American version from Asmodee, is called Mysterium, where they do the person first.
Okay, see, I've never played. I own Mysterium. I've never played it, but this game, there's another game that this reminds me of that we played.
Rear Window.
Yes, Rear Window.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I definitely like it. I'm into like serial killers, like. You know, I personally feel like they should spend the rest of their lives in prison, but we should study them so we can like track signs of like who's going to be a serial killer. So any type of like mystery game like that, like I'm into detective type of things. Like I like to be like a private investigator. So I really love that aspect of the game. And I feel like that's potential to move up.
Yeah. And the cool thing about this one is you have one person who's the designated clue giver for the game, and they can't speak to anyone to give them clues, but they want them to do well and get it right. But the only thing that they can use to give clues are these surrealistic, abstract pieces of art.
Oh yeah.
And they're like nothing like that. They're very surrealistic. They're not. Yeah.
That seems like the same with Rear Window. But then again, you have an aspect where the clue giver wants to win.
Except for with Rear Window, like these are like movie scenes almost in a way, like paintings. Like these are things that could happen in real. But whereas Mysterium and Tayamicha Damasco, they're very surrealistic, so they're not like true to life basically. Like there's some aspect of every picture that is fantasy in a way.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
and so that makes the clue giving a lot harder, I think, than in like Rear Window, where you can very much like relate person to person, color to color, whereas with these pieces of art in this game, it's harder to differentiate because it's like nothing you've ever seen before. Whereas like with Rear Window, you can recognize, oh, That's a record player. That's a dartboard. That's a dresser.
Oh, I was thinking...
You can't differentiate that so much with this one.
Oh, yeah, because it's like abstract art.
It's very abstracted in a way. So it's like abstract. It's night, but it's like a knight in shining armor, but it's flowing into an hourglass with sun petals around it and stuff. And
or like, for instance, like you might show like an abstract piece of art, and the clue might be, well, the color of the murder weapon is blue.
There's so many different ways you can give clues for this game, and that it does help to know the person that's giving the clues, because you know how they think.
That's what I love about that. I love that you can just change it up.
Yeah. And so you've only played the Time Each of Demasco version and not the Mysterium version.
That's correct.
Okay. The Mysterium version is easier to play, I think, because you have that extra round to play with, and you have more clues that you can give, more errors you can make and stuff, more room for error. Whereas with Time Each of Demasco, it's more punishing because you don't have those clairvoyance tokens to help you out.
Alrighty, what's your next one?
So number 26 was my number 31 last year. It's one that I've just been playing a little bit. It is a German game called First Rat.
Oh, I love that one. Didn't I talk about that for number 45?
Was it your 45?
Yeah.
So it's a crossover. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So First Rat, since we already talked about it in the previous video, I won't say too much about it. I will say that I do think that the game does play pretty quickly, and I do like that. And it's a game that can be taught pretty easily, and the theme is cute.
Yes.
It's a cute theme.
Says to the professional. Of course, it's easy for him to teach. He's a board game savant.
But when I first looked into the box, and I was like, oh, this is a Euro game, it's going to be hard to get into. But once I've played it once, it's like, oh, I got this. It makes sense.
All right, so my number 26 was number 23, and that's Quacks of Quedlinburg.
All right.
Like we talked about Wonderland's World, it has the theme where you're collecting chips and you're pressing your luck to see how far you can get on. What is it? Like potions and stuff like that.
Yep.
See, I haven't played this game in like 2 years, but I did really, really like it, and I picked up a copy. Or did you pick up a copy for me? Anyways, we picked up a copy. I like that Ben has the version where they're actually like 3D pieces of the, what are they called?
Ingredients?
The ingredients.
Yep, the teacup bits.
Yeah, instead of like having the cardboard where it gets all greasy from your fingers.
Yep.
But I like the aspect of that you're trying to press your luck. I can't really necessarily remember every aspect of the game. It's something I want to play again, but I just like the aspect of pressing your luck.
Has it really been that long for you?
Yeah.
Wow.
We should play it like within the next week.
Okay.
Maybe even today. Well, unless you have something else planned.
We might do a 6-player today, but
perfect.
Maybe next week.
Okay.
But yeah, there's actually a new version of this out, and they've actually condensed the name down to just being Quacks now.
So it has to do with ducks?
No, it's just called Quacks instead of Quacks of Quedlinburg because American audiences didn't really understand the whole Quedlinburg name, the city. But yeah, and they also, I think they upgraded the components a little bit and stuff, and a new company took it over.
Nice.
And new art and stuff where it's more cartoony and less Euro-y. That makes sense? More dry.
Yeah.
Less dry. All right, my number 25, it's 4th year on the list. It's been as high as my number 11, and it's one of my favorite cooperative games. And it's a dexterity cooperative game called Monara.
Oh, yeah, you love that one.
Oh yeah, it's one I've gotten hundreds of plays in my time. I'm teaching it to so many people. It's moved states with me. It's come to board game night. It's one I wish was more readily available. I think it was a French game. And distribution in America hasn't been the greatest for it, but it's a very fun cooperative stacking game. If you're not into the silly dexterity thing part of it, it's not going to be a game for you. You have to be okay with that part of it. But it's one that I've played with a lot of people. Like I played it with people that are brand new to gaming and they've loved it. I played it with experienced gamers and they loved it. Jen and Dom have played it. And so.
I know it's one of the first games I played with you. I think if you like the game Jenga, this is, I think, more complex. I think you'd like this game.
I don't think it's too much harder than Jenga.
Well, you gotta be able to...
But unless, like complexity-wise.
Well, I'm just thinking about, like... Because you have to be strategic with what colors you get, right?
Yeah, it's a cooperative game, so...
Yeah.
Some people aren't good with cooperation, but...
We know a few of those.
We definitely know a few of those, but Manara is a great game regardless, and don't let them ruin your enjoyment of the game. Manara, still on my list, 4th year.
I like it.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next one I have on my list is number 25. Was number 5 last year, and it's called Lost Ruins of Arnak.
What? This dropped this much?
I think it's... I love the game, don't get me wrong, but I've played it so many times on BGA, and it just gets so much more confusing on BGA, so... I definitely, it's a game I want to play in person again.
Yeah.
I like that there's a research track, and that's how I've been trying to win, is going up the research track.
Yeah.
While Ben will try to, fight the monsters, and usually wins that way.
I'll fight the monsters to get a ton of resources, and then at the end I'll go way up on the track there.
Yep. And then smokes me.
Yeah.
Is that on your list at all?
Yeah, we'll talk about it later.
Oh, okay.
We'll talk about it later. It's on my list, but...
All right, we'll get to that one later then.
We have to get to... I know we've been talking about it for a while, but we have to get to the cooperative campaign for this.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Yes, we do.
That is going to be so much fun.
Okay. And then I'll probably... It'll move up.
It'll
probably move up.
10?
Yeah.
Surprised to drop that much. That was in your top 10.
I know.
All right. So my number 24 is not going to be on your list. And this is a little card game. Originally it came from France. It came to America last year.
I know what it is.
Yeah?
Yep. I can't pronounce it, though.
Castle Combo?
Nope.
Castle Combo.
I can pronounce that.
Yeah. Well, Castle Combo is a card game in which you're building up a 3x3 grid, just 9 cards, and you are just building up your castle with different characters. And each of them are going to have a different scoring condition, and you're just trying to get the most amount of points. And such, you have these coins, and then you have this castle keeper who moves up between the 2 rows when you're drafting, and you can pay keys to move the castle keeper or wipe the board and get 3 new cards to pick from. And it's a fun game that plays really quickly, and it's easy to teach.
Says the professional.
I think it's an easy game to teach. I think scoring is hard, but teaching the game is easy. And Castle Combo, yeah, that's why it's so high on my list, because I just think all the card interaction is really cool, in which you have certain cards that want to have certain colors next to them. And there are some cards that want to make sure, like, it only scores if you don't have any purple.
So I've played this.
You have played this.
Oh, yeah, I do like it.
Yeah, I just don't think... It's not going to be on your list because you haven't played it enough, I don't think.
I just feel like some of these littler games, and there's, I don't want to, hate on them because they're fun. I, forget about with my ranking, I think of, and that's a little bias that I need to overcome.
Let's play it on BGA, then.
He is such a BGA fanatic. I think my problem with BGA is I play on my phone.
Yeah.
You play on your tablet.
Okay.
So if I play on my desktop,
yeah,
I'll be able to see everything that goes on. Well, anyways,
yeah,
I'm definitely gonna play that again. So, my number 24 actually moved up. It was 41 last year, and that is Azul.
All right.
I don't really want to say much about it because we already talked about it.
Yep.
And did we ever talk about Azul Duel?
A little bit. You can talk about it.
Yeah, Azul Duel. I played on BGA. And I think it's a fun version and kind of nasty version.
I think 2-player base Azul can get pretty cutthroat.
Yeah, that's what I meant. When I said nasty, I meant cutthroat. But yeah, it definitely moved up because, I don't know, patterns are my thing. So your number, and that was your number something.
And so it was 36, I want to say.
The fact that you remembered off the top of your head is pretty impressive.
Okay. Let me make sure I looked correctly. Yep. Yeah, 36.
Alrighty.
All right.
What are we on, 23 now?
24? 23.
Yep.
All right. My number 23 is a game, was my number 39 last year. And it's a game I really want to show you how to play it. But it's going to be one that we're going to have to like sit down and actually like learn it. And that is the Castles of Burgundy.
Oh yeah, you have been talking about that one for a while.
It's a Steffenfeld game. It's very dry. It's not very pretty game. There is a brand new version, a super deluxeified version that is really pretty, but we don't have that. We just have the Alea version. But it is a game in which you are going to be building up your own castle, your own duchy, I guess you would call it.
Mm-hmm.
And you are going to be placing different tiles. You have different tiles go in certain spots, and you are going to be rolling dice. 2 dice per round, and those are going to be your workers for that round, and each die does different, like each die face does different things, and each space on your board has numbers associated with certain things, and you're building up castles of Burgundy, getting sheep, building ships and fields and the like to score the most points. It's a very dry Euro game.
Sounds fun.
I used to really love dry Euros. We've gotten away from those.
Yeah, like what was that one? Don't tell me. We played it with your stepdad.
Lorenzo?
Yeah, when we watched the video about it, I'm like, oh, this seems so boring. But when we played it and you explained it, it was fun.
It's a great game.
So my number 23 was number 6 last year, and it's Encyclopedia. I think the game went down a little bit just because I haven't played it much in the recent times. Again, this game is like a lot of themes I like. It's about animals. It is kind of complex though, because isn't it? You know, I might even have to relearn how to play it.
Yeah.
All I know is that you roll dice, and dice can determine what resources you get, and then those resources determine which animals you can. Help me out.
Okay, so the dice that you're rolling are actually going to be your workers for the game. So you're actually like, whereas you'll have, instead of meeples, those dice are actually going to be the meeples that you're going to be moving on the board. And you're going to be getting new animals and the likes. And you're going to be researching different animals. And to build your own encyclopedia to score points, you're going to want to have like characteristics of different animals that have certain types of wings, or animals that are from certain continents and the like. And you're just trying to get points. And it's got these cool tokens that you can spend to increase the value of your dice, to make your dice more powerful. So
it's complex, but I like the game a lot.
It's a very cool game. I'm a little sad that it dropped a little bit for you, but it's one that...
Backup plays.
Yeah. It was in your top 10 at one point, wasn't it?
It was 6.
Wow.
All right, what's your 22?
Well, I think it's a good pick regardless. All right, so my number 22 used to be my number 1 game of all time.
Everdell?
No, it's my number 1. It started out as my number 1, and then it's been hovered in my top 5. I think it went to number 29 last year.
And now 22?
22 now this year. Just because it doesn't get played enough. But it's super thematic, and it takes so long to play. And that's Mansions of Madness.
Never played it.
Mansions of Madness is so the second edition is the one you want to play. That's the one that has the app, which will kind of help with the bookkeeping of the game and tell the story, so you don't need a dungeon master to do so. And in Mansions of Madness, you are going to be playing as characters from the H.P. Lovecraftian Arkham Horror setting, and you are going to be battling different cultists who are trying to summon great old ones, and you're going to be exploring a scenario, trying to solve some sort of crime of some sort. It's basically, think of it like a boss battler meets a mystery, but super thematic and rich with theme, and so you're really getting into this world.
So I played it with you?
Just because it's so hard to get to the table, it takes so long to play, and just with other games have kind of gotten played instead, but it's it's a great thematic experience. Like if you just want an experience that you can get lost in this horror world, if you're into horror themes and you have like 4 hours to spend,
wow,
this is the one to do. But yeah, so it used to be my number one at one point, but it's gone down just because of lack of playing it recently, and just I want to play other games just because I don't want to always put in the effort to play this game. But when I do get to play it, though, the thematic experience is pretty overwhelming. And it does get a little too long for my liking at times. Like at the end, last half hour of the game or so, I'm just like, okay, I'm ready for this to be done. But the experience, every time I played it, though, it's been a memorable experience.
Well, that's good at least.
Yeah. Even with people that I don't care too much to play games with, it was still a memorable experience.
I'm trying to think who that is. Anyways, my number 22 was number 20, so it didn't really fall down that much, and it's Meadow. In this game, you're trying to build a meadow with different insects, animals. It's a card drafting game, what you say, because you have like 4 pieces per round.
Yep.
And those are like arrows, and those arrows determine. It's like a grid of like what is it, like 4x4, 4x5,
4x4 or something like that. Yeah.
And that determines on what cards you can get. And also there's a campfire theme where you can how do I explain it? We can get extra points, like say if you have like a deer next to a eagle, you can get extra points that way. I don't know how else to explain it. What?
Oh, no, I didn't realize you had it this high. That's cool. It's not in my top 100 anymore, just because I've had a couple experiences that went a little long for my liking, and it does suffer from the problem of analysis paralysis if you have people that are a little slow.
Yeah, that's true. That's why it dropped by 2 for me. It was 20 last year.
That's still really high, though, for this game. But I do think that there are some cool things about this game. Like, a lot of the stuff just makes sense thematically. Like, you're playing these symbols overlapping other symbols, but it's like the bee overlaps the flower, or the bird eats the bug, and the bug overlaps the leaf, and like the wolf eats the bird, sort of thing. And it's a cool concept for sure. I do think it runs a little long for my liking. There is a downstream expansion, like a water expansion for it, that I might have to give a try at some point. But yeah, it's one I've had experiences of it that went a little long. That's why it dropped out of my top 100 this year.
Makes sense.
All right, my number 21 is, I think it's my highest verb and write game, and that is Colorado. Colorado, we've talked a lot about it on the previous video, and that is it's a call and write game from France, in which you are going to be asking for a card from someone's hand, and they have to give it to you, kind of like Go Fish. And you are going to be exploring different regions of Colorado, trying to get complete regions and score points.
Yep.
And you got different objectives you're going for, and you're trying to build sets of 1 through 3 of different suits to get to explore more regions.
Oh, I was kind of shocked to see that was high up on your team.
Yeah, it's one I really enjoyed, and I wish there was more distribution for it here in the States.
I would definitely play that game again with you.
Yeah, and that was on your list as well.
Yep. That was number 31.
Pretty good for a relatively unknown game.
Yeah. So my number 21 is new to my list this year. It's My City. Ben loves the game because we played it to death. We even played My City Roll and Write, which is a faster play.
Yep.
I mean, My City has 24 rounds.
Yeah, 24 games.
24 games, and each game. So what you have is like a a board that has like rocks on it, forest, and there's rules. Like say the first level, it'd be like, okay, you cannot build over. So they give you pieces, okay, up to like 5 boxes, and if like you cannot build over any of the forest or any of the rocks, and then it'll be like, well, you get points based on, say, if you have a red color box next to like another red color box, that might be 2 points, and then like say the next round would be like, if you cover up gold pieces in the first, you get an extra 5 points. And so each game as you go on gets more complex, and the points add up throughout. And so if, say, I won this round and Ben lost, he'll get like a bonus for the next round that'll help him kind of like compensate for him losing. And it's really
getting any points.
Yeah, if you're not getting any points. And it plays differently because it's like based off how you draft, how you pick the cards. So it's different every time. It's really, really fun, in my opinion. It's a one-time play for...
Yeah, it's a legacy game.
Yes, legacy game. But if you do the, what is it, rolling right? Or drafting right?
The rolling right, yeah.
The rolling right, you can play it multiple times.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely like it. And there's another game that we have that we've only played like 3 games. 3 games out of the 24. Yeah. And that's My Island. So I look forward to playing that. And yeah, it's a fun game.
I thought this would be in your top 10, just because how obsessed you were with it when we played it.
Well, I played it to death on BGA because you can play it
the
solo.
Oh yeah, the roll and write.
Yes, you can play the roll and write solo.
Yes.
And
there's no solo mode for the legacy game.
Yeah, and it says like if you get 300 points, you're the mayor of the city, or or whatnot.
Yeah, it was my number 65 this year.
Oh, at least it made your top 100.
It did. I played the My City, like the base My City, through the whole campaign 3 times.
Oh.
And so I've kind of gotten my plays of it, but it's a good game.
Yeah, same. That's why it's not in my top 10.
I thought it might be, but yeah. But that's all right though. We still have My Island to play.
Yep.
Maybe that will make me either put that one, replace it for you on the list, or it
enhance
will
it,
or enhance your love of My City.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, that completes our 30, going back to 21 top games of 2025, or top 50 games of 2025. Thank you all for viewing. Have a good night, morning, afternoon, whatever it shall be for you. And our next video will be coming out shortly. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. And see you in the next one.
All right. Thank you.